Everyone, and welcome back to the Coins Alert channel. This is Rich making another movie about XRP today. As always, today we're going to talk about XRP. I hope everyone is having a great day no matter where they are in the world. First, I have to say that the SEC versus Coinbase case has been put on hold for 28 days. That's why we know their case was put on hold. Okay, but what about Ripple? This also took place. Mark Wayeda's SEC Gov has freely dropped its appeal of the lawsuit that blockchain associate Freedom filed last April against the Seegbaum's decision to become a dealer. This means that they are now also freely throwing out appeals. In the case of Ripple v. SEC, why don't they throw out the appeal? First, why hasn't the US SEC stopped its case against Ripple? This is what Eleanor Tourette said. Someone in the news said that this might be why there hasn't been a move to pause the Ripple SEC case. She said that Ripple has to file its opening brief by April 16, which is the date of its next court date. Since the next date is still a long way off, the SEC and Ripple may not be in a hurry to ask for a break in the case. And this is different from the SEC's case against Coinbase, where the commission asked for more time to reply to the exchange's request to leave to file an interlocked appeal. The time frames are different for the Coinbase vs. SEC case and the SEC vs. Coinbase case. That's why the case between Ripple and the SEC hasn't been put on hold yet. That could come after this. But if they're going to drop cases anyway, why not drop the one against Ripple? Why not just leave that case alone? You could also talk to Ripple and get a better payment number. They might agree on something like 10 or 20 million bucks. Take a look at how much this case has already cost Ripple. We need to wait, though, to see where this goes next. Sincerely, I hope it ends now. I'd like this to end as soon as possible. And the case between Binance and the SEC should also be over soon, since both sides agreed to put it on hold for 60 days. Eleanor Tourette also said this: Canary Funds is starting an Axor trust that will use the Axor network's own coin. Axor has become a top cross-chain system, and it works closely with Ripple to make sure that its stablecoin, or LUSD, can work with other cryptocurrencies. It connects the XRP ledger to the XRP ledger EVM, which is a network that works with Ethereum. Institutional buyers will be able to get access to the technology through the trust, making it possible for Web3 communities like Bitcoin, Hedera, Stellar, Tone, Sui, and Solana to connect to the blockchain. Once more, I'm interested in this and can't wait for Axelar to go live. I want that EVM sidechain to go live right now. The XRP ledger will gain even more speed because of that. That seems like it will be very useful in the long run. Also, I think that will be worth a lot right away because it's big news. That shows how these chains can join together. Adam Back, CEO of Blockstream, says that we are definitely in the beginning stages of a bull market. That being said, I want you to pay attention to what he has to say. It's hard to say when it will happen, but I'm sure we're just at the start of a bull market. Now, you should know that the bull market cycle usually lasts for a certain amount of time after the half. So we're still in the early stages. I believe that a lot of money comes in every day from ETFs buying about twice as much Bitcoin as people mine. Other Bitcoin treasury businesses like MicroStrategy are buying twice as much, and regular people and investors who buy for the dollar cost average, that's a lot of money coming in. I think there is some consolidation right now because some early owners are now more like midterm investors making money, but you know that layer would set us up for, at that price, Bitcoin might start to compete with gold, which could cause investors to move their money from gold ETFs to Bitcoin ETFs. Also, if treasuries like sovereign treasuries and Bitcoin reserves come in, that's when sovereign competition would happen. The other countries will feel like they have to join once one of the bigger ones does. If that happens, everything will be off. Of course, now I'd like to draw your attention to something he said. He thinks that a lot of money will pour into Bitcoin ETFs. But what if there was an XRP ETF right now? The XRP ETF would get more money. XRP has a bigger chance of going up, which is also called ROI. I think the organizations are aware of that. Plus, XRP can be used in the real world. Aside from that, they bank on that reserve for defense. They believe that other countries will quickly follow suit if the US sets up a strategic store for Bitcoin. What's wrong is that most of these countries outside of the US treat Bitcoin like it has no worth. Pay attention to how the ECB talks about it. Take a look at how the World Economic Forum talks about it. Take a look at how the BIS, Bank for International Settlements, talks about it. Even the BRICS countries don't think Bitcoin is worth much. That's why I don't think Bitcoin will gain speed. I believe it still has one more big push up. That number is probably going to be around $120,000. Anyone who says it's going to be 500K or more is crazy. For starters, it seems like price fixing starts right away whenever Bitcoin hits $100,000. Some even said that Bitcoin trickery was to blame for the fact that XRP and the other altcoins don't seem to be getting much attention yet. I do expect one more push up though. Also, I think we'll really be in alt season by the end of February. Binance US now accepts USD payments and withdrawals again. Binance is getting ready for the price to go up. They want to make sure they get the market in the US. When they say things like this, you know we're getting close. That's why I said when big news comes out, this market will start to really blow up. It really did seem like it was going to be this. There is no more war. Trump says that Joe Biden's war on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is over. Listen to this. Keep the US at the top of the field of artificial intelligence. We also put an end to Joe Biden's war on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The war is over. They were very mean to them until the very end because there are so many people interested in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Right before the end, the SEC came out and was very nice to them because so many people were being charged for no reason. I was really nice to everyone, a group of people who are very political. I also wonder if he's talking about what happened with Ripple, since the company is still being investigated by the SEC, but the fight between Bitcoin and crypto is over now. A lot of people ask, why do you think Bitcoin and crypto are different when Trump talks about them? I really believe it's because he likes to say Bitcoin, which is a word that most people already know. They don't really know what crypto is, though, if you bring it up. They still know that Bitcoin is a digital cash, though. It doesn't make sense. This is the same reason why mainstream news always talks about Bitcoin when they talk about crypto. But even that story is beginning to change. Ripple is getting a lot of attention in the news these days. Many news outlets are talking about other cryptocurrencies as well. I believe people are becoming more aware that cryptocurrencies are here to stay. He also said that he would make the US a center for crypto around the world. Listen to this. Points and Bitcoin has set several all-time highs. This is because everyone knows I want to make the United States the crypto center. We want to stay. We want to always be ahead of the curve. Blockchain is one of them. And it looks like Miami is where everything is going on. Now that I think about it, it might stay there. At this point, it looks like Miami is the place to be. However, the United States becoming a world center for crypto innovation is really big. And I think Trump should say that he's dropping capital gains on cryptocurrencies if he really wants to get crypto and US-made cryptocurrencies going. That would definitely give Stellar a boost. If you gave Ripple, Hedera, Solana, ADA, and a few others a push, they would all gain a lot of attention. This is because people will always invest in something if they don't have to worry about taxes when they cash out. I still believe that will happen, but I wanted to bring up the fact that Trump is now saying even more negative things about crypto, moving away from crypto in any way. U.S. Senate approves Howard Lutnick as Secretary of Commerce. Lutnick is a supporter of crypto. It looks like he's now the Secretary of Commerce. People said right away, that's great news for Bitcoin, but take a look at what Howard Lutnick has said. In his speech, he talked about taxes and getting rid of the IRS. He even changed his mind about Tether. He is pulling away from Tether because he knows it won't be able to pass US rules. We are going into a clear time that is controlled by rules. Tether has nothing to do with being open. You talk about openness, but Tether is not even close to that. We're sure they'll fail any check. JP Morgan even thinks that Tether will have to sell all of their Bitcoin in order to get them to follow US rules. Take a look at that. To get around US rules, they might have to sell all of their Bitcoin. What do you think would happen to the price of Bitcoin? Even worse, think about what will happen when Tether falls apart and they can't pass US laws and rules. Their CEO doesn't think they need the US or EU markets, Even so, these are very big markets. It's pretty much over for your safe coin if you don't take over the EU and the US. That's why I think Tether has been changing directions all of a sudden. Even the AI